Hi, it's Brad Truax again from Eastman Woodlands and Wildlife Committee, and today we're going to talk about mosquitoes. While ticks are the most dangerous insect that we deal with here at Eastman, mosquitoes and black flies are probably the most annoying insects. And the traditional New Hampshire black fly season that runs from Mother's Day to Father's Day is nearing its end. And as black fly season draws to a close, we need to turn our focus to mosquitoes. Mosquito season tends to be present anytime that there's still or standing water that's still hanging around. Mosquitoes cause not only annoying bites, but they can carry pathogens like bacteria, viruses, and parasites. Number of diseases that we see from mosquito bites are yellow fever, dengue fever, malaria, tularemia, West Nile virus, chikungunya virus, Zika virus, and Eastern equine encephalitis. And unlike black flies, which propagate in running water, mosquitoes breed in still or standing water. The female of mosquito species require eggs in order to, blood for their eggs to develop. And the eggs of the mosquitoes are laid in stagnant water, which provides the larvae with bacteria and microorganisms that they need for food. Such still, stagnant water could be a pond, a marsh, a temporary puddle, a water filled hole in a tree, or even water trapping leaves on certain plants. And there are many items you'll find on your property that can serve as breeding sites for mosquitoes. I'll mention a few of those in a minute. And actually, only a few ounces of water are needed for their eggs to hatch. So even the smallest areas of standing water are important. So what can you do? You want to reduce or eliminate any standing water. So fill in any ditches or low-lying areas that are on or near your property. Amazingly, we mentioned that mosquitoes only need a few ounces of water for their eggs to hatch. So you might look for some of these smaller sources of standing water. Might be vases, buckets, bird baths, depressions on top of rocks on your property, toys like kids' pails, pet bowls, wheelbarrows, kayaks, canoes, tires that get water accumulate when it rains, gutters, corrugated drain pipe extensions. So there are a whole host of things that may be present on your property that get enough water that can serve as breeding sites for mosquitoes. And if they happen to breed in your trash cans or compactors, you can drill holes in the bottom of those to let the water drain into the dirt. So again, you want to eliminate that standing water. So once a week, you ought to empty and scrub or turn over, cover and throw out any items that hold water, like those tires or the buckets or the toys or the pet bowls, etc., because those are places where the mosquitoes are likely to lay their eggs. You should empty and wash bird baths and wading pools on a weekly basis. If you have a swimming pool, you should clean and chlorinate it and make sure you drain any water that's collecting on the pool covers. And if you have a garden pond, people recommend that you stock it with fish that eat mosquitoes, their eggs, or their larvae. And that might include goldfish, koi, or mosquito fish. And some people even recommend putting small fish like guppies in small collections of water that you can't otherwise eliminate. Uh, does the mosquito bucket work? This is an interesting concept. Mosquito dunks are tablets that contain a bacteria that's toxic only to mosquito larvae. Doesn't affect any other insects. The mosquito bucket basically is a diversion that attracts mosquitoes to lay their eggs in something that's very attractive to them, but actually quite deadly. So you get a 5 gallon bucket, fill it halfway with water, and you add some leaves, grass, and other organic matter, and toss in one of these mosquito dunks. And as the grass and the leaves begin to rot in the water, they release carbon dioxide. And it's carbon dioxide that attracts the mama mosquitoes that are ready to lay their eggs. So put the mosquito bucket near areas where you spend a lot of time outdoors. And every 30 days, add a new mosquito dunk and add some more fresh grass and leaves to your bucket. So is this hype? Well, I suspect that it probably is, but it might be worth a try if you have a serious mosquito problem on your property. Time of day matters. Mosquitoes, again, are crepuscular. That means that they're active at dusk and dawn, and they need a cool place to rest during the heat of the day. And smell also matters. The sense of smell is extremely important for mosquitoes. The female mosquitoes hunt for their hosts by smelling substances such as carbon dioxide that's produced by the host. They also use visual recognition, probably to a lesser degree. And they can smell carbon dioxide plumes that we exhale from about 200 feet away. So they have a very keen sense of smell for carbon dioxide. And keep in mind that alcohol and spicy foods that you eat probably increase your carbon dioxide production. So they may make you more attractive to the mosquitoes. And somebody did a study and they found 72 different types of odor receptors on the antenna of mosquitoes. And at least 27 of those are tuned to detect chemicals that are found in our perspiration. And there was a very interesting study in the journal iScience about a year ago that found that washing with certain soaps attracted mosquitoes, while other soaps were repellent for the mosquitoes. Those soaps that have a floral scent are most likely to make you attractive to mosquitoes, but the ones that contain coconut scents tend to repel mosquitoes. So that's something that's important in your ability to avoid mosquito bites. And color also matters. There is another experiment where mosquitoes ignored a colored dot if it was green, blue, or purple. But if the dot was red, orange, black, or cyan, the mosquitoes would fly toward it. Are there mosquito magnets? There probably is such a thing as a mosquito magnet. Another interesting experiment, they put people in 8 tents in an arena, and the tents were connected by air ducts that would funnel the odors from each tent's occupants over to a small heated black disc where they looked for mosquitoes. And what they found was that mosquitoes were 4 times more likely to land on the disc that was associated with the subject who attracted the most mosquitoes compared to the subject who attracted the least mosquitoes. So it's fairly clear that some people, in fact, are mosquito magnets. And they found 15 different airborne compounds that were present in the odors in basically all the subjects, but it was the concentration of the various chemicals that determined, how the mosquitoes were going to be attracted to bite them. Carboxylic acids especially attracted them, and a substance called acetone, which is produced by skin microbes, also attracted them. So what can you do? Well, first of all, you want to restrict your outdoor activities at dusk and dawn because that's when the mosquitoes are out. And you use insect repellents containing DEET, picaridin, or permethrin. Those can help. Wear some mosquito netting, loose clothes, long pants, and long sleeves. And I say loose clothes because if you wear something that's very tight, sometimes the mosquitoes can actually bite right through that. You should wear colors like green, blue, or purple rather than red, orange, black, or cyan. And if you're going to use soaps, use coconut scented soaps and avoid floral scented soaps. And the jury's still out on mechanical devices that produce sound or various light waves. And commercial spraying for ticks and mosquitoes is obviously very useful. And they should add a bat house. Bats can eat up to 50% of their weight in insects every day. And they even more than that if they're females with pups. And there's certain native plants that attract dragonflies and damselflies, which are very good at eating mosquitoes. And some of those plants might be black-eyed Susan, Joe Pyeweed, or swamp milkweed. Mosquito repellents, the CDC recommends either DEET, IR 3535. It does not recommend oil of lemon eucalyptus, and it does not recommend that because it's not been tested by the EPA for safety and effectiveness. And picaridin is another one that's useful. And though it's not on the CDC list, permethrin, which we use to avoid tick bites, is also very effective against mosquitoes. If you do get a mosquito bite, and you certainly will, the itching is usually self-limited, and most mosquito bites don't need any sort of treatment at all. You can wash them with soap and water and apply some ice. That may help. And over-the-counter topical itch creams may be useful for relief of itching, and most of those contain antihistamines. And some antihistamines also come in a spray form. For instance, Benadryl spray is very effective for itching. Aloe vera gel may help. And for more severe itching, you can use hydrocortisone cream as an option, but that's not very often necessary, and you really shouldn't be using that long term. And there's certain home remedies that are often mentioned, and that includes applying honey or oatmeal to the itching areas. To me, that sounds better for breakfast than for putting on your skin. So that's mosquitoes. We hope that some of these things will help you avoid some of the mosquito bites. And we'll see you again next time. Bye, everybody.